What is happening, everybody? Welcome to Off the Rails, a recovery podcast dedicated to ending the stigma of addiction through open discussion on all things recovery related. My name is Mark. With me always are Dave and Jared. And today we're shooting the sober shit. Fellas, what's happening? How have you been? How's
Excellent. Excellent. Good day today for me anyway. Getting over the hump of this sickness. So feel good.
Good stuff, buddy.
Yeah, thank
you. I got a new microphone.
You are looking really sharp right now. Very professional. Jared got his studio set up in the house. Jared, how have you been?
I've been good. Yep.
Can you just make sure you're talking to the microphone, please?
Yeah. Do I got to talk into it every time?
Oh, you're super clear.
No, I've been good. Good weekend. I was outside today raking leaves, and my daughter was jumping in it for like a couple hours. Is the best.
Nice.
Did you jump in them?
No.
Oh
no.
Why?
I was the raker. Been what me and Brie have been watching a show called The Watcher.
Is it good? It's
a really good show. Really got addicted to it quick. Just finished it. Recommend everyone watch it. And yeah, I don't know, nothing too crazy over here other than my terrible mood swings happening lately, but working on those. And
how was did you talk about that?
Yeah, that got canceled Friday.
How does one work on their mood swings?
I don't know. That's why I don't know. Any just viewers out there with some feedback, drop it in the comments. Yeah, I don't know, just be a nicer person.
I like that.
I don't know. Bree's put up through hell and back with me, so she should be treated with the utmost respect and very nicely. So I feel pretty bad when I lash out bad emotions on her.
Shout out, Bree.
Shout out, Bree. Love you. Yeah, good. Other than that, good. Yeah. Just got lots of homework to do. Lots of studying. Got a big test this week coming up.
Nice.
Be lying if I say I wasn't stressed. So yeah.
So that could be a little bit there. I mean, maybe just being aware of those things that are potentially setting your anxiety levels up a little bit.
Yeah, like I am got a lot going on, so I think I really got to step back and just work on myself rather than, like Dave said to me, try to please everyone else. So yeah,
please you and your family.
Yeah, but it's like I'm serious when I say this time. I'm taking a break from side jobs. I just finally finished them all up, and I'm taking a break. I need a break.
You guys heard it here.
Yeah.
And he's gonna quit smoking
eventually. You know what? So I was talking to my mom about this, and my grandma, she was like a big part of my life. I used to tell her everything. She had MS, and I think like a year to the date before I went to rehab, she had a stroke and passed away. So, and like couldn't really see her because of COVID and all that crap, so it kind of sucked. And well, it really sucked. Didn't kind of suck. But anyways, that hit me pretty hard, and I think that got me like even worse into my addiction. But I was actually talking to my mom. We're doing a burial for her and my two great grandparents on when is it? I think October 23rd. And I said to my mom, I'm like, do you think it would be okay if I threw my pack of smokes into there before they filled the hole? And she's like, that's a great idea. She would love that. So I might do that. Just and maybe that'll keep me really accountable because I know I like
That'll be it. That'll be like the final.
that'll be like the final straw.
That'd be pretty badass move.
Yeah. So it's just like right when you're about to like start throwing the dirt over top, just whip the pack of cigarettes in. And then she also said Evie can throw her soother in too. So I don't know. I might do that. But yeah, I really do need to stop smoking. It's getting out of hand. So
I got faith in you, buddy.
Took me 12 years to quit drinking. I think I can quit the smoking in less than that. So I'm if it's less than 12 years or even 12 months, I'll be happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Dave,
Mark,
how's your week, man?
it has been that long since we chatted, but it's been good.
Don't smile.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna be very serious about something. Yeah, no, it's been good. Just been working the last couple of days. Yeah, kind of same old, really, to be honest with you. Not a whole ton new here. Feeling better, so my mood's I'm a little bit in a better mood now because when you're sick, everyone's you don't really feel that great. So yeah, that's about it, man. I don't really have much to report on, to be quite honest with you. You? How was your week?
My week was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to be serious there, but I can't. I just don't have it in me. Did 79 kilometers for the biking last week. That was great. Been super into pedaling lately, if you guys didn't notice.
Love it.
Really good on the old noggin. Got a day off from the soup kitchen today. And so on my day off, we go out for like a brunch every Sunday. It's our new thing. So
Nice.
we do a family gym session, then go out to brunch. And walk into this place, see one of the dudes from the soup kitchen. And he's like, "Hey, bro, can I talk to you for a bit?" I'm like, this was not ideally what I had planned for my family brunch, but sure. He's like, "Can we talk outside?" And anyway, he asked me for like a phone. Like if I had an old phone to give him, which I was like, not just on me right now, but I'll take a look around. And
Isn't it over a cliff?
Oh yeah, my old phone. I honestly, I was just thinking about my phone because you were talking about tossing it and being like symbolic. Well, I took my phone like, oh man, I was in such crazy psychosis. Like I was just like scared of my telephone, and like right before I went to rehab the first time, I just took it, threw it out into this gorge at home, just like fucking like I'd say like a 500-foot cliff, just like $1,100. The fuck. So no, I didn't tell him that story. I was just like, no, I don't got one on me. I'll take a look at home. He's like, well, anyway, you can meet me today. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't even know if I have one, man. So anyway, that kind of put a damper on my brunch. I didn't tell you guys that yet, but I don't know. He's a nice kid. I really like him, and I am going to see if I have an old phone here for him. But then
it reminds me of like a celebrity getting hassled at like when they're out with their family, and it's like not now. Like I'll sign autographs later, but not want to do my family thing.
Yeah, and like the core of Lethbridge downtown is very small, so it is inevitable.
Yeah,
I'm like every time I go down there, I'm gonna like have to talk to someone, and that's cool. But sometimes I just want to hang out with the family,
Yeah, this is good and bad, right? Double-edged sword, as you like to say.
I do love that way. I do love that saying. But yeah, then I went to an NA meeting today. It was great. I shared. I don't always share at my meetings, but I feel like it's good to do.
Yeah.
They say it's good for the newcomer to listen. Had a sweet craft night last night. Fam, another tradition we are starting, where we do crafts on Saturday nights. It's pretty fun. We made this cool little thing with Mila, where Rebecca painted her butt.
A bumpkin.
That's exact. Did you see this craft before?
I
Yeah,
think
did you
we
see
did
that?
before.
Yeah, we
I think we've done it.
Yeah, and we like, yeah, I was so out of, like, she was like, "This is what we're doing," and I'm like, "I'm not doing that."
Did you do one bumpkin too?
Yeah, need some size canvas for this pumpkin. So, yeah, she's like, "This is what we're doing. We're painting Mila's butt, pushing it against this piece of wood, and writing Nan's little bumpkin on it." And I'm like, "I'll hold her. I'm not doing none of that. That's weird." And anyway, that's what we did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I watched the movie Felon, I think, last night. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Then I had a dream I was in prison.
Oh, I watched that movie. It's good. It's really good. And you actually, sorry to cut you off, but
Well made.
Shane, that's all I could think of during his episode. And
Yeah.
do you know how that big, was it John, the guy's name? That was the big guy that was his cellmate.
Cellmate, yeah. Val Kilmer, I believe it is.
Yeah, how he says prison desensitizes you.
Oh, yeah. That reminded me of that episode as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark.
We've recorded a couple great episodes recently. All of our 1 years included.
Yes, sir.
How do we feel revisiting the last year?
Felt good. I felt good about it. I wish the questions I was not more prepared for, but I don't know. You know how it is. I don't know if you guys felt similar at all. Like, even though you might expect maybe what a question might be, wasn't really ready for them. I think maybe that's the point too. But I don't know. I just thought of things after that I would have liked to have said that maybe I didn't add in there, or instead of rambling on about something that isn't really applicable to the question, I could have done a better job. But that's just me because I got to rewatch it because I cut it. So picking apart my episode. But it was fun. I'm proud of all of us.
Dave, I think you did an awesome job. But
yeah,
I think as humans we do that. Like we're like, oh, I could have been more prepared. I could have done this. And do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And honestly, when I go to like NA meetings and stuff, you got to like share off the top of your head. They're like, here's the 3 topics, share. And I fucking suck at it.
Yeah.
Because I start like panicking, and then I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about, man?
But you probably don't suck at it though, because that's when it actually comes from the heart.
Yeah. But I just, I'm just like, I'm the same way, and I overthink what I say, and I'm like,
Yeah. Or you just like, you know what you want to say, but you're just having a hard time like really expressing it. So
yes.
And then you're like, that's not coming out right. Oh, I almost had a bit of a panic attack this week too. I told both you guys. I told Jared on the car ride home today. I was doing. I'll tell the viewers. I was doing one of our last episodes, Rachel's. It's one of our first ones with a new background. And so basically, with my laptop, I ran out of space. So Mark emails me the Zoom links. I download it, and then I put it into this editing software. I edit it all. Once it's done editing, I got to save it onto the computer and then upload it to YouTube. There might be an easier way. I don't know. But anyway, this is how I do it. Well, I didn't have enough space to save it on the computer. So I went through, I started deleting some videos. I'm like, I don't need these ones that Mark sent me. Well, I deleted Rachel's video, and that deleted it out of the software program. So and I spent a lot of time on that one. So I almost started crying. I told you guys. Anyway, that was extremely stressful. But I didn't think about having a beer. Did not. So.
And Dave's big noggin figured it out.
I did figure it out. I re-downloaded it, and it worked. So I was lucky.
You're the
Lucky
man.
Dave.
Lesson learned. I bought an external hard drive today, and I will keep everything. Boom. How'd you guys feel about your episodes? Pretty good.
I thought it was pretty
Not about,
emotional.
yeah.
Like not during for me so much, but after. It got me reflecting a lot. I really enjoy talking about, I don't know why, but talking about my past. Because I feel like it may, like every day if I talk about it more, then I just remind myself that I don't want to be like that anymore. And I find it really does help me. That's why I love these episodes of shooting the sober shit, because and meetings as well, because you talk about a lot about your dark places of what actually got you onto your knees to get you to where you are today. And with like what?
Nothing.
Man, I was on my knees like begging for help so many times, not doing whatever you children are thinking of. What?
I don't know. I'm trying to be serious here, man. I'm just sorry.
What was so funny about that?
I don't know. You were just on your knees. I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
But
Yeah, no, I agree.
Do you not like it kind of means like fall down kind of. It doesn't actually mean like you're on your knees.
I know it. I know.
know what you mean. It was just funny, and then I looked at Mark, and Mark
Yeah.
had a little smirk, and I couldn't keep it in.
Gosh.
Sorry, Jared. We got to grow up.
That's why. I mean, that's why someone doesn't like want to come on our podcast.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even
sorry.
remember what I was talking about.
You were talking about being on your knees.
How it brings out like talking about your past and stuff, and like how you were. It makes you think about the times you were.
Yeah, we should have laughed. It was a very serious talk. Sorry, man. I'm like,
That's okay.
Yeah. Thinking about like the dark times.
Yeah, like I was just talking about that because my parents are here right now.
Yeah.
And we just had dinner. And I was talking to my parents and Bree, and I don't even remember like how many times Bree had to call them over to come get me when I was in like a manic state. And we were talking about it. And my mom's like, I thought you didn't like talking about this stuff. I'm like, I love it actually now, because it just, I never want to go back to that. And if I drink again, then I will, like right away, probably. So I think it's good to talk about that stuff.
I
enjoy it.
Is it like how it's talked about too, though? It's not like I'm just asking, like, if let's just say like it was brought up and you weren't ready for it, or like,
yeah, like sometimes
as like a retaliatory thing towards you, like, you know what I mean? But the fact you're having a conversation about it's a little bit different than like.
Well, yeah, like tonight I brought it up. I was just like, remember this? And
that's what I mean. That's why it's
why,
a little bit easier or better to talk about versus like if someone just like throws in your face for some reason, right?
Yeah, there's like a few things that I don't like talking about at all that I might talk about someday, but that are kind of hard to talk about. But yeah, that's when I get all like anxious and a little fucked up and disoriented when that kind of stuff comes up. But just regular recovery kind of stuff, I love.
Yeah, I agree, man. There are definitely hard things to talk about, man, especially dark times, and
especially. Oh, sorry.
But I do like. I agree with you, man. I really think it is important to talk about, because like when you joke around about certain things and like you kind of like paint. I don't know if you paint a light picture, but it's also important to have those serious conversations where, like, I don't know, you're on like on myself. Like I've like planned, like thought about how I was going to kill myself and shit like that. Right.
Mhm.
Like those are dark times where it's important to talk about because like, why would I ever want to go back to that feeling?
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
That's actually the worst, and those are some of the things that I read, like that I struggle talking with, are the like suicidal thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
But like even like every guest pretty well that we've had on here have had them, and most people that are in recovery have had them. And I think I think people are scared to get like put in a like a like locked up in a on a like a ward or something for having those thoughts. I don't know what word I'm trying to think of.
Psych ward.
A psych ward, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I also think it's like everything, there's different levels of that as well, right? Of like that suicidal thoughts or whatever, right? There's, some that probably have it super often or have gone to like great lengths or almost done it or whatever. And then there's some that maybe, it's been a small part. So there's like such a variable that I don't know if sometimes people think that maybe, it wasn't really bad. So I don't know that I want to talk about it that much because it wasn't really a big deal. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Like, but it is like, yeah, I think it is like, I agree with you, Jared. It's something that people keep pretty close to the chest quite often.
And I think like that's the worst thing. Like if you talk about it, then it can be fixed and helped, I think.
Yep.
So
Yeah. And I think it's good to talk about it all the time because, not all the time, but like the one guest we had on, I can't remember who it was. Maybe it might have been Adam, maybe, who had talked about it once he got sober, he still had them, right? And it's like, I think it's good for people to realize that are early in recovery that, I mean, we've talked about it a bunch of times, and not everything's like perfect all the time. You still have bad days. And, and I mentioned it on the last episode, like I thought that would all just kind of snap and be all better all of a sudden, right? And
Yeah.
so if he didn't share that, that wouldn't have helped me that particular day. And so I think that's important to talk about it.
Yeah. Sharing struggles really helps other people struggling, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, man, I've gotten so like since we started this, I've gotten so many messages, just me, and I know you guys have too,
Mm-hmm.
about people you would never really expect that are struggling, just because it's like, and that's what I think social media does wrong too. It's like you can portray such a happy life on there,
Yeah.
and everyone looks happy, but you really don't know what they're actually like. Like that was like with even with me and Bree's relationship, everyone thought we were like the perfect couple because our life looked happy on Facebook and Instagram and nice pictures. And no one would have expected us to break up, right? Or have these struggles. And behind closed doors, it was a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't even many doors left on the house after we were out of there. So it's like you really don't know. That's why I like when anyone talks about it, and when anyone reaches out for help, we know exactly what you feel like.
You guys want to talk about Jamie's episode?
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah.
So Jamie's episode just released. Amazing dude. Fuck yeah, man. I've related his story a lot.
Yeah. You were saying after to me it was done, you really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Just like that, getting into like drinking, then getting into blow, and then like hiding it for so long. And like hiding it from my partner. I'm fortunate enough to still have Rebecca in my life, but I don't know, it did like cause us to break up and whatnot. So I really related to like him going through that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then like finding ways to sneak out of places to go get drugs. Like I fucking used to love doing that.
Yeah.
But he's an awesome dude, man.
Yeah, he's really cool. Like, yeah, he's got that, I don't know, energy too. Like, I think I told you guys, well, I said it in the interview, and I told you guys before that, like, when I met him, I wouldn't have thought, because maybe back then I had that stereotype of like a sober person is kind of like, dull and boring or whatever, because you can't have fun when you're sober. So that must be what sober people are like. He's very bubbly and like pretty funny guy, pretty crude jokes sometimes, and good dude. And I was shocked after I found out that he was sober, and that's just kind of like my stigma of it back then. I don't know how long ago I met him, probably 20 years ago. Like, we're not close buddies, but I met him through the hockey circles and stuff. And so I just remember that always sticking out for me, just because of that stigma I had towards sobriety before, right? So anyway,
I agree.
Jared likes how he used to drink Red Bull.
Yeah, well, I kind of had a mishap with that interview and got anyways, it wasn't good. I was unprepared and nothing was working, so and then I got kicked out of the interview, which was probably for the best. But what I took from it,
We never kicked him out of the interview, by the way.
no, my internet
I mean,
did.
maybe we should have.
You probably should have.
But I honestly, dude, I think since that interview, you've been fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you needed that.
Look at you, got a new mic, been on time for everything, and you have been a better communicator.
Yeah, I've been really trying.
You're fucking killing it, man.
Yeah, well, like, and actually talking to you guys after that, like, about you guys helped me out after that one. I think I just needed to have one of those terrible nights to realize.
Jared, we are here to help you, buddy.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys helped me out a lot. Love you guys.
Love you.
But yeah, no, I really like the last thing that I remember he said, which was I was probably going to talk about it anyways, was the Red Bulls. He went out after he got sober and he was just drank one Red Bull, and then the next time drank two, and then he'd be crushing like a 6-pack of Red Bulls. That was kind of like me. I haven't like stopped drinking Red Bulls completely. I drink them sometimes still, but I was drinking like 6 to 8 a day for like months and months and months, to the point where I was drinking so many of them, I was falling asleep. And then I realized, I'm like, this has become an addiction. So I just cut them out cold turkey for a while. And now I have like one the odd time, or if I really need to, but they are addicting. And yeah, I was like, wow. So I didn't think anyone else was addicted to Red Bull like that. I know you drank them, Mark, and
I did. I had to recognize it myself, and I was like, I was drinking like minimum two of the tall cans a day, and I find like I would just like flatten both of them, and I would get like
have a nap.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
And then and then even like I found like after the naps and after the Red Bull crashes, you wake up feeling like shit.
Yeah. It it did nothing for me.
No.
And then I was like, all right, got to cut this off right now. So honestly, now I'll have one sugar-free Red Bull every time I go to Walmart, which is like once a week.
And a small one?
No.
Normally
medium size.
I've been staying away from the big one. I was getting like the 2 for $6 big ones and a 4-pack of Red Bull at like 5 a.m. to start my day. Yeah,
the big ones too. They always have them on sale. Is it 2 for $6 or 2 for $9?
2 for $8. That's what it is here.
Yeah. They got two, and then it's like drink one a day. And I'm like, I am. I got no self-control.
Yeah, and one of them is like worth like $7. So it's like you might as well spend the extra bucks and get another one.
Yeah.
And have a Yeah.
That's funny. I do that every once in a while, like the monsters or
Yeah.
you guys do. I do that with a lot of things where, yeah, the monsters be 2 for $5 and it's 1 for $3.99. I'll get the one and they'll always be like, well, it's 2 for $5. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm just having the one. I can't have two. And then like the next day I'll buy one anyways. I'm like, I
Yeah.
should just fucking do
Yeah.
them.
But you
But
probably
it's-
drink the two.
Candies with candies and shit like that. I'll do that too. Like, no.
I do it with Reese big cups all the time.
Yeah.
Just like,
It's-
yeah, man, but I will eat both of them simultaneously. Yeah.
Mark, we were bad for Reese's and Bulls in rehab, eh?
Fuck yeah.
Dave would just sit there and watch.
Yeah, Dave had a lot more fucking self-control over the food.
Yeah, I tried my, I don't know. It was that whole, I wanted to make Jim happy. That was like my whole goal for when he picked me up. I wanted to like be in his best shape as possible. And he didn't even pick me up.
I remember vividly the night we were just mucking like a Iron Forge pizza. And Dave's just sitting there eating a muffin.
Yeah. Oh man, I ate that. So I threw up that night.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I threw up multiple times in rehab for overeating.
yeah.
Like, just brutal.
Oh yeah. I was not eating healthy.
No.
Finally, I'm
I
happy with my diet now.
I indulged a little bit here and there on the Milanos and stuff, but not to the extreme as some others.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I-
my mom said too. She's like, you need to cut it with the Pepsis in your episodes. You're like, you look like you're chugging it. I'm like, some things never change.
Yeah, I can't drink, like I can't sip on drinks, man.
No, me neither.
yeah.
Like I flattened my coffee before I got on here and I'm soaked.
Yeah.
Well, there's one curious thing. Did you, with Jamie's episode there, he had talked about that time he was drinking and driving when he got charged or whatever. I found that crazy, like not crazy, but well, it is crazy, but his thought process, right? It just goes to show you, like when he was in the police station and he was like, his biggest thing was like, well, that's not gonna happen again. I can't ever run out of coke again.
Oh,
Wasn't I shouldn't be,
Shouldn't be drinking and driving.
drinking and driving. Well, obviously he knows he shouldn't have been, but that wasn't what processed first, right?
Yeah. Oh man. Drinking and driving is scary, man. Like I've done a lot of, like I've drove high before. But on this journey, I've told you guys about a lady that I've met on this journey. And she lost her children and her father in a drunk driving accident. Like a drunk driver hit them and killed her, like basically took her whole family away from her. And like she told me that story, I fucking cried. And I don't know, man. I just like I had this like guilt and shame come over me. And like it was like one of those things where I was like, that's never gonna happen again. Right. And I don't know. I'm so thankful that I got to like I got to meet her, and she's a great person. But it was literally just like a slap in the face, and I was just like,
Yeah.
nah, it's not worth it, man. But that's addiction, like and he like his mindset was, I'll never go without coke again. Not I shouldn't have done that because of these consequences, right? Like.
Yeah.
And I even think like a lot of times people are like, I could have got a DUI so many times, but like that's still that like kind of selfish thinking, like you could have killed someone, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking like a blessing that we never, like I never, or
Now let me ask you guys a question.
Mhm.
Do you think, like, okay, so my thinking is this. I would say 90, I don't know, it's gotta be high 90s% of the people when they are sober would agree that drinking and driving is a bad idea. Like it's got to be almost 100%. I would guess, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously you're under the influence and you suddenly lose all your values or lose your whatever you want to call it, your thought process, and you make that decision. Now, do you think losing your license in a DUI do you think there should be less opportunities to get it back? Or like, do you think you should automatically have to have the breathalyzer put in the car? And the reason why I say that is just because like, if you continue to drink and you don't recognize that you have an issue with alcohol, and you continue to drink and put people's, lives in danger. I don't know. Do you know what I'm getting at, or no? Like I think if you have a drinking issue, if you're an alcoholic, you'll tend to make that mistake more often until you finally either lose your license completely or you don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you see people with like 3 DUIs.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not uncommon.
And I bet you if you ask those people and they're sober, they're all going to say that they know it's not good, right? That's what
Most people, well, yeah, and most people that I know with multiple DUIs are not sober to this day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have trouble talking on this. This is one of the things, like I was saying earlier, that I have trouble talking about because I did it so much. And I'm just like grateful and lucky that I didn't hurt anyone, myself or my family. Because I put my daughter in unsafe situations, and it still like haunts me to this day. But like I just because I've done it so many times, I feel like I shouldn't be able to talk about not doing it. But I'm sober now, I guess, and looking back, I don't understand what was going through my head when I was doing that. But I do understand that that's how crazy and insane the disease of addiction is, because something you say when you're sober that you will never do when you're drinking, you won't even think about it. You'll just do it. So I just don't understand it at all.
Yeah. And when you're using, you kind of like lie to yourself too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they should probably be stricter on the DUI laws.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how I could and I don't know, man. You could fucking kill people so easily like that. Like, it's just
like I don't think you should get to go like you get a DUI, you plead guilty to it, and then in 90 days you can go get your license back if you do a back on track course. I don't think that's right. That's just a money grab.
yeah.
And then so I just don't agree with it. I think it's all about money. They want
and
like they don't care about people's safety when it comes down to it, when it's not like it's money. That's what I think it's all about.
Is there
I hope I'm wrong. I hope someone can explain, like maybe if anyone else on here has that's listening has any information on this kind of stuff, that'd be cool to send us over.
Yeah, it would be.
Well, the good thing is too that nowadays there's so many options for people to get rides that I think is probably you'll see a decline in it as far like Uber, all that lifts, all that stuff that's one good thing about those things. Anyways, I think there's really no excuse anymore.
I know, but I don't think so, because like people don't think about that kind of stuff when they're drinking. Yeah. Like normal people do, like people that go out and go to a party, drive their vehicle to like a bar or something and go out with their friends like once in a while and then get a cab home. But like people that are doing it every single night, that go sit at a bar, get wasted, and then drive home every night, they're not going to leave their vehicle there. Like that's what I did, and I never Ubered or anything, even when I had full access to it. So it's like,
Yeah, I lived close enough to two bars where I just walked over. I got a warning one time when I got pulled over, and I was like, "Oof, I'm gonna be fucked here if I lose my license." So I was not lucky enough, but the bar I had bar close to where I lived, so I could walk over, which was good and bad, I guess.
Yeah.
I find like a lot of people like I don't with my situation too, like I was hiding alcohol. So you're almost like, well, in my mind, I was forced, like this is how sick I was. So I was like forced to drink and drive. I would have like to feed my addiction, I would have to stop at the LCBO after work, get a Mickey, pound it by the time I get home, and then
Yeah.
either slowly drink a couple beers and go out to the garage or whatever my truck and pound more, or I was filling non-alcoholic beers with vodka. Like just doing so like I felt like I was like trapped in my own shit. If I got caught, I would lose everything. And I had to do it to feed it.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head there, buddy.
Yeah.
I think when you're hiding it, it becomes a lot harder to, be like, I got to get an Uber because it's actually, it's fucking middle of the day and I'm hammered or something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please don't drink and
So,
drive, anyone.
Yes. Do
yes.
not. And you know the another huge thing about it too is like when you wake up the next day and the guilt and the shame of drinking and driving, especially with like say a kid in the vehicle or uh like you look like you've had something to drink, do you want like you can drive, like playing that and then playing that card. When you wake up in the morning though, the how shitty you feel is so bad. And then to get over that shitty feeling, you have to keep drinking again. And it's just a vicious cycle.
Yeah, I will say I did have that one bar that was close to me, and I would still drive home sometimes when I shouldn't have. And I was in a basement apartment, and I remember in the morning waking up, and I would not know if my car was in the driveway or not. And I would like go out in the morning, and it would be there. I'd be like, okay, I guess I don't have to walk over to get it, or it wouldn't be there. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm walking to go get it. Like I would no clue, which is fucking scary.
Yeah. Man, there was one time where my I went on like a I don't know, like a 4-day bender, no sleep, passed out for like 3 days. So my car has been gone for like almost a week now. And I got my mom to drive me to down to where I thought it was. But so she knows where the car is already. Um, so she drives me down there and the car is not there. So she's like, "Oh, it must have got towed." So I'm like calling truck companies. Then I'm like really like, "Oh fuck, where like what the fuck did I do?" And then she starts driving me home. My cousin lives around the corner, and I don't know why he never told me it was there, but I had parked the car on the road across from his house. It was there for a week, and yeah, and my mom knew exactly where it was because it was right around the corner from the house. But she was trying to teach me a lesson, and that lesson did not work because I didn't want to quit at that point. But still, that's how scary it is. You can literally forget like driving. Like, what did you do? It's bad.
Great episode.
We're running pretty long here.
Yeah.
Don't
guys,
drink and drive.
please don't drink and drive.
We'll drink it
Guys,
back.
we got a couple great episodes coming up. Make sure you tune into them. Thank you so much for listening. And if you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please reach out and ask for help. Thanks for listening.